Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back for another edition of Health Class. Today, as always, it is a very special edition of Health Class. I'm gonna call this edition as Celebrities Get Sick Too. This will be the start of a series of videos about popular celebrities who's got illness, who's got sickness that people don't know. What a great way to start to discuss about Hashimoto's disease of Gigi Hadid. For those of you who doesn't know Gigi Hadid, keep on watching. And for those of you who wants to know more about Hashimoto's disease, then stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again. My name is Ryan and I'm specializing in diabetes, men's sexual health, alcohol and drugs, primary care, and just recently I've just started medicinal cannabis. Today we'll be discussing about Gigi Hadid's Hashimoto's disease. But first of all, maybe some of you don't know who Gigi Hadid is. Gigi Hadid is a popular fashion runway model based in the USA. And if you want to know and watch some of her runway stints, watch this video. In the past few years, Gigi Hadid said that she's been diagnosed of Hashimoto's disease and she's very open about it. And it has been reported and published in different news sites and different celebrity portals, just like these ones.
Gigi Hadid has opened up about her weight loss following a diagnosis of Hashimoto's disease. Hadid was labeled by some on social media as being too thick compared to her fellow models. Then, once she lost weight after finding out she suffered from the autoimmune disease which affects thyroid function, she was accused of being too thin. Hadid, who had to adopt a strict lifestyle in the wake of her diagnosis, tells Lively, "If I could choose, I would have my ass back and I would have the tits I had a few years ago. But honestly, we can't look back with regret. I loved my body then and I love my body now."
What is Hashimoto's disease? Initially, inflammation of the thyroid causes a leak, resulting in excess thyroid hormone production, and that's what we call hyperthyroidism. But over time, the inflammation prevents thyroid from producing enough thyroid hormones, and that is what we call hypothyroidism. In medical terminology, hyper means excessive or increased. Hypo means the opposite, which is low production or reduced. Hashimoto's disease is one of the autoimmune diseases that we have out there. When I say autoimmune, that means the body's immune system attacks the healthy cells or healthy organs in the body, resulting in a few complications. In Hashimoto's disease, the body's immune system attacks the thyroid. What is thyroid and where can we find thyroid? Thyroid is the butterfly-shaped gland in the neck, just below the Adam's apple for men. It is here. What are the symptoms of Hashimoto's disease? There are a few. Symptoms include fatigue or feeling too tired, unexplained weight gain, dry skin and roughness, hair loss or dryness, constipation, depression, enlarged thyroid, muscle weakness, puffy or swollen eyes and face, irregular heartbeats, swelling in extremities, sensitivity to cold, swelling of thyroid or goiter, tongue enlargement, joint pains, and irregular menstruation. So people could be experiencing some, most, or all of these symptoms in one go. Now you might be wondering if you have Hashimoto's disease, because you might be thinking that, oh, I am experiencing those symptoms. Please remember that most of the diseases, especially those diseases that are related to each other, they have similar symptoms. But with Hashimoto's disease, how can you make sure that it is actually Hashimoto's disease that you are experiencing? And how can Hashimoto's disease be diagnosed? There are a few tests to diagnose Hashimoto's disease. One of them is a TSH test. TSH means thyroid stimulating hormone test. Thyroid stimulating hormone is produced by the pituitary gland. If the thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH, is reduced, pituitary gland will send TSH to the thyroid to increase the thyroid hormone production. Therefore, if there is an increase of thyroid stimulating hormone in the blood, then it indicates hypothyroid. There's another test called T4 test. T4 means thyroxine. The main thyroid hormone is thyroxine. A low blood level of T4 or thyroxine confirms the findings of thyroid stimulating hormone and indicate the problem is within the thyroid itself. Then doctors can also order antibody test. In Hashimoto's disease, the immune system produces antibody to thyroid peroxidase, or TPO, a protein that plays an important role in thyroid hormone production. Most people with Hashimoto's will have TPO antibodies in their blood. If an antibody test is done and the result says that there is TPO in the blood, then that means that person has Hashimoto's disease. Trivia! Did you know that Hashimoto's disease has different names? Hashimoto's disease is also called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, or chronic lymphocytic thyroiditis, or chronic autoimmune thyroiditis. You might be wondering why it is called Hashimoto's disease. It sounded like a Japanese name. Well, that is correct. Hashimoto is a Japanese name. Hashimoto's disease is named after the Japanese surgeon who discovered the disease in 1912. It is the most common thyroid disorder in America, affecting an estimated 1% to 2% of the population, and it is the most common cause of hypothyroidism. Let's find out the risk factors, or who are at risk of Hashimoto's disease. Women are more at risk, any age, but more commonly during middle age. Other autoimmune diseases such as type 1 diabetes and lupus can also be considered as risk factors. Genetic. It also runs in a family. So if a family member has Hashimoto's disease, especially your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, then there's a high chance that you will get Hashimoto's disease. Pregnancy. Pregnancy is also a risk factor. Excessive iodine intake, and also radiation exposures. Now, once you have Hashimoto's disease, you'll be at risk as well of developing other complications. Hashimoto's disease is already a serious complication itself, but once it's not controlled, it can lead to other health complications. And some of these are goiter. This is when the pituitary gland continuously signals thyroid to make more hormone. As a result, thyroid becomes enlarged. Heart problems such as enlarged heart and irregular heartbeats. Also, increase in LDL. LDL is what we call the bad cholesterol. Depression is also a complication. Sexual health concerns is also a complication. decrease in sex libido, inability to ovulate, and increased or excessive menstruation for women. Mixed edema or mixed edema, it is rare but life-threatening condition. It can develop due to long-term severe hypothyroidism. What about the treatment of Hashimoto's disease? The most common treatment for Hashimoto's disease is thyroid hormone replacement therapy or synthetic hormone therapy, and it is called levothyroxine. This is to restore and maintain adequate T4 or thyroxine hormone levels and improve symptoms. When a person starts to take levothyroxine or thyroxine, dose adjustment is important. That's why people taking thyroxine tablets need to have blood tests every 6 to 10 weeks to find out their current level of thyroid hormones. And depending on their current levels, the dose will be adjusted accordingly. Dose is adjusted according to current thyroid production and other factors, because too much thyroid hormone can cause weakness, brittle bone, such as osteoporosis, irregular heartbeats, or arrhythmias. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch out for my next video about a celebrity who is also experiencing a medical condition that probably you don't know, and we will be discussing it in this channel. Thank you for watching. Be sure to talk to your doctor if you have any health concerns. No silly questions about health. I shall see you again on my next video. Stay safe and be healthy.